Hello YouTube, Liverpool fan in Japan here, the Miyazaki man Sai. I know we lost to Arsenal, but come on guys, it's very unbecoming to be toxic and flame part of our future, a bright future. Trent Alexander Arnold, Ryan Gravenberch and Cody Gakpo. My goodness, it's thanks to these players that we are top of the league. Yes, I said it, we are still top of the league, believe it or not. Sure, Man City have a game in hand, but they actually got to win that game in hand. And I'm going to tell you a reason why I think Liverpool are still odds-on favourites for the Premier League. There's a lot of things to uncover here. Actually, I'll do a dedicated video why I actually think Liverpool will win the Premier League. That'll be coming soon. Let's look into the logic behind this reasoning as well. And as always, this channel represents substance in abundance. So hopefully I put a doubt in your mind and make you think twice before you post something derogatory online about Gakpo, Gravenberch, waddle, and a Scow's heartbeat Trent Alexander Arnold. Let's get into it. Let's start first with the obvious one, Trent Alexander Arnold. People are saying he can't defend, absolutely useless. He is a luxury we cannot afford at the moment. Literally, Connor Bradley is better than Trent Alexander Arnold. He fits our play, better defensively, great offensively. He is the future. Trent can even go to Real Madrid. Where do we begin? Okay, so aside from the fact that Trent Alexander-Arnold's already got 2 goals and 9 assists, he has been an absolutely vital part of our setup. So basically, Klopp has re-engineered the whole team to take advantage of Trent's unique attributes and his offensive capability from right back position. Obviously, people know about his possible defensive deficiencies. However, they have somewhat been nullified by the fact that inverting him into the base, into the number 6 position alongside McAllister or Wataru Endo allows Konate to cover the line, and therefore the ball over the top behind him isn't always viable for the opposition. Aside from that, he can also go into the quarterback position and ping the long balls. Now, the thing with Trent Alexander-Arnold is when the game is high intensity and very congested and end-to-end, right, it's a split moment decision, he needs the runners in front of him and the people in the right positions, a trigger point, so when the ball gets to him, he can release it first time. You're talking about Mo Salah out and around right hand side, Lucho Diaz on the left hand side, Darwin Núñez off the top, or Darwin Núñez pinning the fullback on the left wing as well. He could break the lines as well, but mostly his balls are over the top, long and switch of plays. Okay, he also transitions into the offensive 8 position, into the half space, kind of where Salah likes to roam as well, towards the end of the game to try to create something out of nothing. Obviously, he got us the winner against Fulham previously. Cracking first goal, the winning goal, second goal, obviously Wataru Endo came off the bench to score the decisive equaliser as well. We'll get into Wataru Endo and why he's crucial for a lot of these players actually, Gravenberch, Gakpo and Trent to perform. However, Trent is an absolute vital part of what we've achieved so far this season, and the season has not been for nothing. Literally, Trent has got into positions to really make his attributes count. Klopp, Pep Lijnders, actually it's Pep Lijnders' idea to get him into that position, because Pep Lijnders wagered that if Trent was not a success in this inverted position, in this transitioning position, Pep Lijnders would have given up his whole salary. That was reported, right? So they've really put their faith into Trent, and Szoboszlai also is an effective part of that cog to cover for Trent when Trent roams forward or transitions or goes out of place. So Szoboszlai and Konate have really done their bit to cover for Trent to allow him to thrive. Now, in the absence of Szoboszlai, we saw something exposed there. However, even if Szoboszlai was there, Arsenal could have done us in on any given day. They performed very, very well. High intensity, great tactics by Arteta. Unfortunately, we were under the cosh, missing key personnel. And without Núñez up front, we really lacked Trent giving an outlet through the usage of his long balls as well, right? So, don't be too harsh on Trent, because he tries. He really cares. He's won everything there is to win in a Liverpool jersey. He's so young. Every squad, I emphasize the word here, squad in the world would love to have Trent Alexander-Arnold here. And listen to the people who say we can afford to sell him because we have Connor Bradley, who's the future right back. This is a squad game, right? And it's not just the fact that they perform different functions. So Connor Bradley, traditional right back, similar to Robbo, goes up and down the line, defensively solid, disciplined, has a bite in the tackle, can overlap the fullback, which Trent can do as well if the instructions are for him to overlap. Quality delivery, composure, great in the tackle, great energy, great stamina, something about him as well. Homegrown, fantastic packages, Connor Bradley. But against teams that have a low block and sit behind, and you really need to unlock the door or hit an instant ball early or try to make something happen with a switch of play or changing the point of attack or starting a new phase of attack, Trent Alexander-Arnold still has vital attributes in that position. Let's not talk about Trent going into midfield or right-sided 8 or 6 for now. I'll do that in a separate video. But the fact is we have 2 quality right backs, actually, my mistake, 3 quality right backs in the squad right now, Joe Gomez, Trent Alexander Arnold and Conor Bradley, and we should be massively appreciative for the fact that this Liverpool squad is super strong. We have at least 2 quality players in every position, which was not something obvious at the start of the transfer window in the summer, because people were wanting a left-sided centre-half who's left-footed and can cover for Van Dijk, Piero Hincapié, for example. Hincapié, some people say. Hincapié doesn't even start that much for Leverkusen, so it's a really interesting yet bizarre link, because if he doesn't start for Leverkusen, who are inferior to Liverpool, how would he get in to the Liverpool team, covering for Van Dijk, who adds the leadership qualities and obviously that high caliber ceiling as well. So it is bizarre. They wanted a right back defensive cover for Trent Alexander Arnold, and you've got to trust Klopp here, because the emergence of Conor Bradley and Jarrell Quansah kind of quashed all notion of needing that in this January transfer window, which just passed. We didn't do anything. We didn't need to do anything. Isn't that a surprise, right? The January transfer window passed, we didn't do anything, and yet fans aren't complaining about transfers. Isn't that refreshing? Fantastic. Positivity 101. Anyway, we need these options of right back, because it's not just the attributes that they offer and what you saw in terms of performance. Trent needs to build up his match fitness again, because he'll be important for the run. Absolutely vital for the run-in, and still he has a best free kick taker. Szoboszlai just hasn't hit the same heights. Actually, I look back on a lot of the free kicks, you see the highlights of the ones Domi Schlobers scores, but you haven't seen the ones that he misses. He's got that technique similar to Ronaldo, where he hits the air part of the ball, the pumping hole, and swerves the ball, right? It's not always consistent. So Trent is number 1 for free kicks with merit as well. He's in fact our only kind of free kick taker at this particular moment who can score, I guess, directly from free kicks consistently. He hasn't got the best hit rate either. He's not a Juninho Pernambucano, for example, but he does his bit, right? You need these options because players need to build a match fitness. They need to be on form. Any player, no matter how good, can be off form. If you haven't played regularly or you're coming back off the back of an injury, you need to build up your fitness, your match sharpness, and you need to be on form. Anyone against Martinelli can be made to look an absolute fool on any given day, because Martinelli is absolutely quality. Even Klopp said what an amazing talent Martinelli is. Arsenal are a great team, so don't pin that on Trent, and don't even pin that completely on the fact that the right side was Gravenberch, Trent and Gakpo, because of the fact that on any given day we could still lose to Arsenal even with a full strength team. So let's move that to the side for now. Aside from form, players can burn out. You can't play Conor Bradley like everyone wants every single match, especially for the fact that his body isn't in tune and used to playing week in, week out at the highest intensity, and the highest level. Klopp alluded to it in the first game that Conor Bradley had in the Premier League, the fact that in the dressing room he did not look in good condition and he needed to be driven home. Bless that lad. Also, the emotional effect of obviously his father passing away, may he rest in peace. He must be so proud though, because Conor Bradley, what a performance against Chelsea. He needs love, support, time. For some people, the best thing to do is go right back into the action, get your mind away from the world and really, go back to doing what you love. For other people, they need a bit of time to compose themselves, to get the feeling of life and vitality back into the blood, into the body as well. Give Conor Bradley the space he needs, and Klopp and the team will make the right decision for him on a personal level and a professional level. So in that case, we need Trent, and we also need Joe Gomez. I still would have started Gomez on the right hand side and Robertson on the left hand side, knowing what we know now. However, it is what it is, right? I explained it in a previous video. Help that video get seen, by the way. Low view count. Don't know what happened there. Check it out. Aside from that, we need these quality players in the run-in, and there will be cases where Conor Bradley needs to play because our opposition, their tactics and their win conditions categorically indicate that Conor Bradley is the choice in that position. But then again, there'll be times where we need Trent, and as I mentioned before, Trent from the right back position has the time and space to transition into those pockets, whereas right-sided at 8, right-sided half space, right half, anchor 6 as a pivot, deep line playmaker, or even offensive kind of Mezzala into the Salah position to shoot or cross or slide a ball in as well, right? He has the positional awareness and enough experience and enough new and know-how about him now to get into those positions to really influence the game, and we need that against a Burnley, for example, against a Bournemouth, against a Luton, against a Nottingham Forest, that kind of thing. Conor Bradley, where you have a tricky wing and perhaps you don't have the defensive cover of a Szoboszlai in front of him, perhaps you need a Conor Bradley for that defensive assurance, the ability to overlap, but then again, you're calling the right-sided 8 to cover for Conor Bradley, which is why I don't like Trent in the right-sided 8 position, because once again, why are you moving him from a position he wants to move into back into a position where he doesn't want to be, which is covering at the right-back slot, right? So, yeah, leave Trent alone. He is a scout heartbeat. He's won absolutely everything. He's faithful to Liverpool. I don't know this nonsense about, he'll run his contract down, he'll leave on a free. Have you ever got that feeling, that vibe from Trent Alexander Arnold? He loves Liverpool. look at the sidemen, the wingmen kind of thing with Robbo, right? And the car. And, he's cool. He wants to achieve everything in the game. He's professional. He's vice captain of Liverpool. He's going to take over from Van Dijk as captain. He is our Scouse heartbeat. He got record number of assists. He is one of a kind. And, value him. Do not devalue him. Do not go with the media agenda that he's defensively crap. He is not defensively crap. But any winger can take him on because he isn't just predominantly a defensive right back like a Wan-Bissaka. Do you want a Wan-Bissaka in this Liverpool team? No, you don't. You do not want an Aaron Wan-Bissaka in this team. We had a Nathaniel Klein. I like Kleiny. Kleiny was great. He came in after cold against Man United, schooled him. Badass Kleiny, yeah boy. Anyway, I digress. Trent Alexander Arnold is a vital cog here. Appreciate him, show respect. He's a Scouser. He's a Liverpool heartbeat as well. And we need that Scouse core with Curtis Jones, Jarrell Quansah and Trent. It's fantastic to see. This thing around Trent going to Real Madrid, taking over from Carvajal, who may leave as well. Trent doesn't look right in the Real Madrid shirt, and he'll just be another player. Whereas he can cement a legacy and forever have his tale told, winning multiple countless trophies. He could make the appearance record. He could get the assist record. He could break so many records at Liverpool. I highly doubt Trent's leaving. He'll sign a new contract. So let's move on to everybody's new favourite punching bag, Ryan Gravenberch. I've heard so much guff in terms of, oh my god, he's crap, he's too slow, he looks disinterested, he can't defend at all, what's he doing in our midfield, he's collapsing our whole structure, his off the ball is useless. So much tirade of hate and negativity around this player, and you have to question why you want to try to target someone who is still finding their feet and making an impact in the Liverpool team. Now, the first thing I want you to question around your hatred for Ryan Gravenberch is he started this Arsenal match, as he does many other matches, on the choice of Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp sees him day in and day out in training. Pep Linders personally trains him. He's Dutch as well, established that connection, that rapport. Peter Kravitz, all of the coaching staff have seen what Gravenberch does in training. He's employed the shape he is expected to do in the match. You've seen the contributions as well, his turn away from Rodri, Manchester City, setting up the equaliser for Trent Alexander-Arnold, all of these quality attributes. He's played for Ajax, he played for Bayern Munich, he plays for Liverpool. So much tripe around. Oh, if Nagelsmann comes in, Gravenberch is first out the door. He completely failed under Tuchel, didn't perform, wasn't given a chance. Okay, so he's had no pre-season, he's had no real time to get a consistent run in the team. He's having to learn on his feet, learn a new style, settle in England as well. Huge competition for places. Obviously that right hand slot is usually predominantly occupied by Szoboszlai. Harvey Elliott takes that right hand sided 8 as well. But Gravenberch was trusted to start by Jurgen Klopp, so straight away you're questioning Jurgen Klopp's integrity for choosing this player to fulfill a particular function that Jurgen Klopp envisaged. Okay, sure, he's not the most defensively solid, but he needs to learn. He needs to learn on the job, and Klopp has trusted him to perform that duty. You talk about his body language, he looks languid, he looks lazy, he looks slow, disinterested. Would Jurgen Klopp ever consistently play someone who was like that? They'd be first out the door, they'd be banished under 21 training. Jurgen Klopp would never, ever put his faith in such a player with such characteristics. Gravenberch, despite how he looks, it could be the Berbatov look, for example. He tries. He's technically very gifted. He's good at receiving the ball on the turn. He can beat the man with progressive lunges by driving through the midfield as well. His ball playing is a little bit erratic. He has the technique for it, but he's not incisive and he doesn't make the correct decisions all the time. I don't think he particularly can cross well. I haven't really seen him cross dominantly. I've seen him drive down the line and just drive a ball in, which Lucho Diaz converted. I think it was Europa League, someone correct him if I'm wrong. But he's got a good first touch. He can turn. He tries to occupy the spaces, but I'm pretty sure there was that clip around Jurgen Klopp shouting, lambasting him in that match, of which Jurgen Klopp does it to many players because he wants him to settle and wants him to perform a certain function. Sometimes a player coming to the team doesn't know whether to come or go, to press or to stay, to hold the lines, to cut off the passing lanes. In this situation, obviously, he did something to upset Klopp. Maybe didn't follow the plan. I doubt it was being lazy. It's more indecision and not really understanding what he needed to do in that particular situation, which is completely fine because he's not usually in the right-sided role anyway. He's the left-sided 8, predominantly. However, Gravenberch has also played a major point in our success to date this season because his introduction in the Europa League, in the cup games, for example, even in Premier League games, allows the squad to rejuvenate and have the option off the bench to bring someone to make the impact if he doesn't make the impact himself. He's been trusted to start the game, which is already a big responsibility and a big show of trust from the coaching team and staff in his potential, his technical attributes, his behaviours as well. But it means you can rest someone like Szoboszlai, and Szoboszlai, I feel, has been slightly burned out from his exertions this season, early in the season, absolutely on fire, always topping the mileage in terms of running per game, output, energy, defensive duties, offensive capabilities, all that kind of stuff. And perhaps we're paying the price with his little injury niggles at the moment. So Gravenberch's introduction allows you to have the rest for these particular players and still get the points tally up, because we are still top of the table and top of everything and in all competitions, as I mentioned before. Lay off the guy. He needs a full pre-season. He needs to build understanding with the teammates. He's trusted by Klopp and the coaching staff. He's been highly valued as a wonder kid for years and years. His potential is sky high. He has the attributes. I'm sure he really, really wants to succeed. He's got the best possible environment with his Dutch brethren as well, Cody Gakpo and Virgil van Dijk. Pep Linders, obviously coach, obviously leaving at the end of the season as well. But they all see something in him enough to trust him to start crucial games. He has made an impact. You can't take away his contributions, because without him having contributed in particular games, even coming off the bench, you can't change the narrative. The points we have is due to the collective effort of everyone involved, no matter how good, how bad on a particular game and a particular day. He hasn't got consistency, but he hasn't got consistent running the team, so it's to be expected. He's still a young player. I think you can only really judge Gravenberch from next season, when he's had a full pre-season with the new coach there, and whether he's to his liking or not. Still to find a fixed position as well to really call his own, and to build that established relationship with players. But I tell you one thing that I'm almost certain of: Gravenberch's best performances, and check this out, is when Wataru Endo plays. When Wataru Endo plays, every single midfielder has a confidence that Wataru Endo has their back. Endo Wataru-san is like that pillar of confidence and security, because even if they're free reign to run and go into Mazzala number 10 position, play, make and drive forward, Endo will cover your back. And in situations where there's danger on the turnover and being incisive, cutting through our lines and trying to get through our press, Endo has a dark arts. He cleans someone out. He'll take the yellow card. He's game smart, game intelligent. This is not a slight on McAllister, because McAllister is quality. But how many times have you seen McAllister clean someone out to stop a clear and obvious counter-attack or a threatening position for our team? So he's taking one for the team. That's an Endo speciality. That's a Fabinho speciality. That's a Rodri speciality. Fernandinho, that kind of thing, right? The dark arts. And sometimes you get away with that yellow card. Usually a yellow card. So, give the lad time. Back him. Give him confidence. We need him to perform this season. He's a crucial part of our squad. We have Thiago Alcantara back, Wataru Endo back, Patrick is due to come back by the end of the season. Harvey Elliott can play the right-sided role. He was trusted over Elliott to start, and Elliott is always well-behaved, always technical, and always follows Klopp's instructions, so Gravenberch really must have shown something in training. And Gravenberch has a sky-high potential, has great sell-on value if it doesn't work out. He's our player, he's a Liverpool player. Come on, lads, back him. Because I also remember, and you guys should remember, the story of Curtis Jones. How many people wanted to boot Curtis Jones out when he first started appearing for Liverpool FC? Jurgen Klopp was like, I know this guy's got sky-high potential. Gerrard identified he had sky-high potential. Everyone knew about Curtis Jones within the academy and obviously progressing through the ranks. He himself said goals and assists was always thinking of, but now he's a pressing machine. He's well-balanced. He's got multifaceted abilities to contribute to the Jurgen Klopp style of game pressing and midfield play. Now we're reaping the rewards of keeping faith with Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones could pull Gravenberch aside and have a word with him and say, look, you've got all the tools to succeed. Bide your time, train hard, listen to the advice of your elders. Gambare, give your best performance. Obviously, Curtis Jones will gambare. No, he can't do any Scouse accent. I can't do a Scouse accent. He can't do a Japanese accent. Anyway, yes, I digressed a little bit. Back him. He can become some mighty player. Just give him time. He's still young. Don't sell our youngsters down the drain just because he came in with a high fee. Give him time to adjust. Give him that pre-season. Give him your backing. Give him your support. Because the better Gravenberch feels the love and the more support he has, the better he performs on the pitch. Better for all of us, and we're happy. We're happy as fans, right? We support our players. They never walk alone. So let's move on to his Dutch brethren, Cody Gakpo. So first things first, in one match summed up by that Man United 7-0 match where his two finishes were things of beauty. In fact, he opened the scoring, and opening the scoring is the most important facet for a striker because that changes the whole momentum and narrative of the match. And Cody Gakpo has great shooting ability, predominantly on the right foot, but his left foot's not bad as well. He should be better in the air. He really should be better in the air. But the thing you see about Cody Gakpo is his attitude is spot on. He's so mature and so humble, and he really, really wants to give it a go. And a really beautiful thing about Cody Gakpo as well is he seems to be the sort of player that accepts that he needs to wait for his opportunity, wait for his time. Darwin Núñez, agent of chaos, is established at number 1 with Chaos Fury. I love it. Always creates goal scoring opportunities, not just for himself but for the team as well, just for his existence. We love our Darwin. But back to Cody Gakpo. He's a kind of striker that really needs to find his position, because he himself favours the left wing, coming inside, cutting inside, crossing with the right foot, shooting across goal. Having the open face and open body towards the right diagonal is very, very prominent for his languid style of play, because he is big and he's tall. Actually, this might be held against Cody Gakpo and Gravenberch as well, considering their size, considering how big, how mobile they are. You wouldn't expect that they're not the physical target men. They're more silky, they're more technical, they like the ball to feet, they like the 1-2s, that kind of thing, right? Cody Gakpo is very good at turning, moves into very intelligent positions, but he doesn't always hold up the ball as proficiently as sometimes you would identify, because of the fact that at places that he operates in, it's very difficult to do much with the ball unless you've got a clear idea of the overlapping runs, the underlapping runs, where your players are going to transition to. He also needs time to really get familiar with the role expected of him, because he's shifted from right to centre to left, deep lying centre, top of the diamond, inverted forward. I still don't know what he's doing on the right hand side, by the way. But maybe Jurgen Klopp is trying to make him more rounded, because as a striker and as a midfielder, you're going to transition and you're going to rotate into different various areas, and you've got to be comfortable in all those kind of areas. So this is a learning process. He is not the finished product by far. But he still has contributions to our season, especially in the Carabao Cup. He scored in every round apart from, I think, the last one. Is that right? He is a great option for the squad because he allows the ability to rotate. In fact, he's so selfless that he's operated in that left-sided number 8 midfield slot as a progressive runner, progressing through the lines, breaking the lines, holding up the play, physicality, and dropping back to defend. He really, really is a team player with great team ethic. He reminds me a little bit of Dirk Kuyt. Dirk Kuyt came in more mature, more sophisticated as a player, getting your assists, getting your goals, plucky, energetic, always the man for the big occasion. Gakpo has the room to grow into that kind of player as well. And the fact that he's got a great shot is already a great attribute. He's a natural athlete as well, level-headed, great mentality, good rotation option as well, great option off the bench to change it up. Leif the lad, he is a good egg. He's a really, really good egg, and we're lucky to have him. Even Man United fans are saying, Cody Gakpo, wish he was theirs. He would have done a lot for them. I don't know, above and beyond Rasmus Højlund. Højlund's still very young, showing potential as well. But imagine them two together. That would have been quite a mobile workhorse, technical strike force. Much better than Anthony, right? That fidget spinner, that Beyblade. I love me some Anthony memes. Anyway, I digress. Cody Gakpo is one of our own. We need him and Núñez, Lucho Diaz, Mo Salah, Diogo Jota to all start firing the goals to get us the silverware this season, because he will have a part to play. No holds barred. It's not only Núñez, it's not only Mo Salah. Cody Gakpo will score crucial goals in this run-in as well. It's not only Diogo Jota. He's a shooter, he's a striker, he's a winner. We have the Dutch contingent in there. You know what they're like. They're very technical, very upfront, well-spoken as well, but they've got something about them. They're technical maestros, and we can't always have the Dutch being second in the Champions League or the World Cup or anything like that. They are winners, and especially Van Dijk, captain material, man mountain, led by Endo, of course, in the midfield. Wataru Endo, Japanese captain, coming back. Looking forward to having him soon. But literally, Endo makes our team play better because they seem to have more freedom to facilitate Klopp's game plan, just for the fact that his presence, similar to Darwin Núñez's presence, is a reassuring, calming factor. He just really cleans up. He's got a bite in the tackle, turns over the fans, the momentum, the narrative of the game. What a big return for Endo. And obviously seeing Thiago Alcantara, hopefully he can return to form, get some consistency as well, because when the opposition see Thiago on the pitch, similar to Trent, you've got to defend different passing lanes because he has the ability to cut right through you or turn away from you. So our squad is coming together, back in form, with the power players, the big guns coming back into play. I'm very optimistic for the season because look at this fixture. I mean, just look at this fixture. Let me bring it up. Particular week I'm interested in. March 11th. Actually, it's March 10th for you guys, right? It's just past midnight, 12:45 a.m. for me. Manchester City visit Anfield, right? But look at this, right? First of all, we need to win that match to really have a great chance of maintaining the lead, one step ahead of City. But after they visited Anfield, they go to Brighton. Now, Brighton can do anybody on their day. They play against Arsenal, who have it all to play for. One of Arsenal and City will drop points in that fixture. Now, straight away, look at the difference between us and City. 2 points until they win their game in hand, obviously, which is 1 point ahead of us. Depending on what happens between Liverpool and Man City or Arsenal have it all to play for, and someone will drop points there. Afterwards, Man City host Aston Villa. Aston Villa can turn over anyone on the day with Unai Emery, Ollie Watkins, and the like. Away to Crystal Palace. Now, this isn't always the hardest fixture, but Crystal Palace historically can be a bogey team for some players, and Eberechi Eze has a fantastic match against him as well. You know, even a draw might do, and then they got to go away to Tottenham against Angebor, right? Tottenham always have a go against Manchester City, so that'll be entertaining. It's not a sure run thing. Manchester City have a very difficult matches, and especially that week after Anfield, all in a row. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. Of course, that being said, Liverpool have to win their games, but we back our team, we back our manager. Everyone is pulling in the same direction with the announcement of Jurgen Klopp leaving at the end of the season. We back this manager. We want to win everything for this manager, this man, this glorious man who deserves a statue. Let's end the season in style, a glorious final chapter, and then let's see where the future holds. Hope you guys cheered up. Back our players, man. Don't diss them, especially on social media. It's unbecoming. Miyazaki Manichiban. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe. Lots of positive, strategic, analytical content coming up soon. Make suggestions for what kind of videos you want to see as well. I'm always learning and I'm keen to explore. Like the video, help it get seen by algorithm so it doesn't get buried. Much appreciated, Mina-san. Until next time, Janet.